Every morning before the sun rises and before the world speaks your name, a silent battle has already begun. It is not fought with weapons or witnessed by crowds. It unfolds inside your own mind, where two voices wait for your attention. One promises comfort and safety. The other calls you toward courage and growth. Long before your first decision of the day, these voices are already competing to shape your future. The voice of comfort tells you to stay where you are. It whispers that tomorrow will be a better day to begin, that you need more confidence, more time, or better circumstances. The voice of courage says something different. It reminds you that change begins with one decision made today. Every excuse you accept strengthens comfort. Every promise you keep strengthens courage. Whether you notice it or not, one side wins every single day. Many people spend years blaming their circumstances for the life they live. They point to difficult childhoods, unfair opportunities, demanding jobs, or disappointing relationships. While those struggles are real, they are rarely the greatest obstacle. The hardest battle is not against the world around you. It is against the beliefs inside you. The enemy that limits your future already knows every fear, every weakness, and every painful memory. That inner voice remembers every mistake you have ever made. It quietly reminds you of failures, disappointments, and moments when things did not go as planned. Because it speaks with your own voice, it feels believable. It convinces you that trying again is pointless and that success belongs to someone else. The greatest danger is not hearing this voice. The greatest danger is believing everything it says without questioning it. Most people think their lives are shaped by major events, but the truth is far quieter. Your future is built through thousands of invisible conversations that nobody else will ever hear. The words you speak to yourself after failure, the thoughts you entertain before taking a risk, and the stories you repeat in your own mind slowly become the foundation of your identity. Your private thoughts eventually become your public reality. Imagine standing in front of a mirror each morning. Nobody is watching except you. In those quiet moments, your mind decides what kind of person you believe yourself to be. If you constantly tell yourself that you are too late, too tired, or not good enough, your brain begins searching for proof that those beliefs are true. Thought by thought, you build invisible walls that eventually feel impossible to escape. Fear rarely announces itself with loud warnings. Instead, it speaks calmly and sounds surprisingly reasonable. It tells you to wait a little longer, prepare a little more, and avoid the possibility of failure. It disguises itself as wisdom while quietly stealing your opportunities. Fear does not need to stop you forever. It only needs to convince you to delay your action today, then repeat that same delay tomorrow. Those delayed days slowly become delayed months, and delayed months quietly become delayed years. One morning you wake up wondering where the time has gone and why the dreams you once carried never became reality. Regret is rarely created by one terrible decision. More often, it is built through countless moments when comfort was chosen over courage and hesitation replaced meaningful action. Now imagine that two leaders live inside your mind, each asking for your support. One leads you toward discipline, growth, and purpose. The other leads you toward comfort, distraction, and excuses. every action you take becomes a vote for one of them. Every time you honor a commitment, you strengthen discipline. Every time you abandon your values, you strengthen comfort. The leader you choose eventually becomes your identity. Transformation is not created through one dramatic moment that changes everything overnight. It is built through ordinary decisions repeated with consistency and intention. Each morning offers another opportunity to cast your vote. Each promise you keep moves you closer to the person you hope to become. The war within is not won in a single day, but every day gives you another chance to decide who will lead your life. Inside every human being lives a constant struggle between two versions of themselves. One is driven by fear, comfort, and self-doubt. The other is driven by courage, discipline, and purpose. Every thought you accept, every habit you repeat, and every decision you make gives strength to one side of that struggle. The future you eventually experience is shaped by the voice you choose to feed every single day. There is an old story about two wolves living inside every person. One wolf feeds on anger, envy, excuses, resentment, and fear. The other grows stronger through gratitude, patience, hope, discipline, and love. People often ask which wolf will win the battle. The answer has never changed. The wolf that wins is simply the one you feed the most. Your thoughts become its food, and your actions become its strength. Most people spend their lives waiting for one extraordinary moment that will suddenly transform everything. They wait for motivation, the perfect opportunity, or the right circumstances. Yet history has always been shaped by people who acted before they felt completely ready. Great lives are not built in dramatic moments. They are built through ordinary choices repeated with consistency until they become part of your character. Think about the alarm that rings before sunrise. In that single moment, nobody is watching your decision. You either rise with purpose or surrender to comfort. The same happens when you choose to exercise, study, apologize, or finish a task you no longer enjoy. These moments appear small and insignificant, but they quietly shape your future. Success is often nothing more than small victories repeated long enough to become a way of life. Imagine carrying a heavy chain around your neck every day. At first, every step feels difficult and uncomfortable. Over time, however, your body adapts and you stop noticing the weight. Mental habits work in exactly the same way. Constant negativity, comparison, self-criticism, and endless excuses slowly become familiar. Because they have been with you for so long, you begin believing they are simply part of who you are. Those invisible chains were never placed on you overnight. They were forged one thought at a time, one excuse at a time, and one avoided challenge at a time. Every moment you chose comfort instead of courage added another link. Eventually, the chains became so familiar that they felt normal. But becoming comfortable with limitation does not mean you are free. It simply means you have forgotten what freedom feels like. Many people believe discipline is a punishment that removes joy from life. In reality, discipline creates the freedom that comfort can never provide. It allows you to trust yourself because your actions begin matching your promises. Every commitment you honor strengthens your confidence. Every difficult task you complete becomes proof that you are capable of more than your emotions first convinced you to believe. Comfort always asks the easiest question. It asks what feels good right now. Discipline asks a far more important question. It asks who you are becoming through today's choices. One question creates temporary pleasure that quickly disappears. The other creates lasting character that continues growing throughout your life. Every decision you make quietly answers one of those questions, whether you realize it or not. Whether you notice it or not, you are becoming someone every single day. You are becoming either more patient or more reactive, more disciplined or more distracted, more courageous or more fearful. There is no standing still because life is always moving. Your habits are either building the person you dream of becoming or slowly shaping someone you never intended to become in the first place. One day, something remarkable begins to change. Fear still speaks, but you stop obeying every word it says. Doubt still appears, but it no longer controls your actions. You continue moving even when confidence has not yet arrived. That is the true turning point. Transformation begins the moment discipline becomes louder than fear, not through words alone, but through repeated action that proves who you are becoming. Many people believe there will come a day when fear simply disappears. They imagine a future where confidence replaces every doubt and discipline becomes effortless. But that day never arrives. Even the strongest people hear the same whispers telling them to quit, to stay comfortable, or to settle for less. The difference is not that they hear those voices less. The difference is that they no longer allow those voices to make their decisions. Real strength is not found in eliminating fear. It is found in refusing to obey it. Courage has never meant feeling fearless. Courage means taking the next step even while uncertainty walks beside you. It means choosing your values over your emotions and your purpose over your comfort. Every time you move forward despite fear, you remind yourself that fear is only a feeling. It is not the author of your future unless you give it the pen. Stand quietly in front of a mirror for a moment. Forget your appearance and ignore every flaw your mind tries to point out. Instead, look into your own eyes. The person staring back is not your greatest enemy. That person is your greatest responsibility. Every decision you make shapes the life reflected in that mirror. The image you see tomorrow will always be influenced by the choices you make today. Look closely at your journey. Every scar carries a lesson. Every disappointment has taught resilience. Every failure has added wisdom that success alone could never provide. There were days when you believed you would never recover, yet somehow you found the strength to continue. You are still standing because a quiet part of you refused to surrender. That voice has always existed. It has simply been waiting for you to trust it. Stop waiting for the perfect morning, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect version of yourself. Perfection is an illusion that keeps people standing still while life quietly passes them by. Progress begins with one decision made today, one promise kept, one difficult conversation, one courageous action. Great lives are not built through giant leaps. They are built through small decisions repeated with unwavering consistency. Every sunrise asks you the same silent question. Who will lead your life today? Will it be the voice that seeks comfort and excuses, or the voice that demands growth and purpose? Nobody else can answer that question for you. Your family cannot answer it. Your friends cannot answer it. Your circumstances cannot answer it. Every new day places that decision back into your own hands. Winning the war within does not mean becoming perfect. It means becoming honest with yourself. Honest enough to admit your mistakes without making excuses. Strong enough to rise after every setback. Wise enough to learn from failure instead of being defined by it. A single bad day does not erase your progress. Losing one battle never means you have lost the entire war unless you choose to stop fighting. Years from now, you probably will not remember every difficult morning or every sacrifice you made. What you will remember is the person those choices created. Others may believe your success happened overnight, but you will know the truth. It was built in silence before sunrise when no one was watching. It was forged through thousands of invisible victories that slowly transformed your character. If you have stayed with this journey until now, the battle is no longer invisible. You recognize the voices inside your mind, and you understand that every thought, every habit, and every decision shapes the person you become. The battlefield has never been the world around you. It has always been the world within you. Master your thoughts, and you begin to master the direction of your life. As this chapter comes to an end, remember that your greatest victories will never begin with applause or recognition. They begin in quiet moments when nobody is watching and only your character can see your choices. Keep choosing courage over comfort, discipline over excuses, and purpose over fear. Continue forging your mind, because every great life is built from the battles that are won within. Until next time, keep forging. Your story isn't finished.